Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing This is the Police 2. This title from WeAppy Studio and THQ Nordic is available now for PC. PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One versions will launch on September 25th, 2018. At the time of the recording of this video, the game cost $14.99 US on Steam. This is the Police 2 is a multi-genre video game, offering elements of simulation, turn-based strategy, RPGs, and visual novels. This is the Police 2 thrusts players behind the desk of a police commander in Sharpwood, Alaska. This backwater town is anything but sleepy, as it's plagued with crime and a criminal organization known as the Neckties. This is the Police 2 is set a year after the events of This is the Police. Jack Boyd has reappeared after going into hiding, looking to avoid jail time. Lily Reed has just been thrust into her new leadership role as Sheriff of Sharpwood after the death of her mentor. Reed is struggling to find her confidence as a leader, and some of her new subordinates are less than thrilled about having a woman in command. The story in This is the Police 2 is excellent. Although I have not played the first game, the writers do a good job allowing players to select their version of events from the first game and always introduce old characters properly. The plot is captivating. Jack is a man on the run who has little problem falling back to his old ways. His rough and tumble style conflicts wonderfully with Lily's by-the-book mindset, but the two are in a tense dance as Lily and Jack find themselves in a position where they must rely on each other for their short-term goals. The side stories involving individual police officers and local crime is also well written, often being a little lighthearted to balance out the generally dark nature of the main plot. This is the Police 2 is much like a buffet. You get a sample of everything without going too deep. While the game has elements of many different genres, it mainly breaks down to managing the police department, solving mysteries, leading tactical assaults during major crime events, and following the unfolding drama. The game generally executes all the mechanics well enough, but falls on the simpler side of the scale. Simplicity isn't necessarily a bad thing, as there's so many different gameplay elements being thrown around. Everything comes together quite nicely for the most part, though the police department management sim can get a little repetitive after a while. The turn-based strategy section is probably the strongest gameplay element. It's also the most mechanically complex portion of the game and puts up a decent challenge that will keep players on their toes. This is the Police 2 does an awful job explaining basic mechanics like officer loyalty. Players are often left groping around in the dark until they figure things out or relying on guides. This further exacerbates one of the biggest weaknesses in This is the Police 2. The game has a feedback loop that is really hard to break out. Failing to deal with crimes, being defeated in tactical battles, and losing officers means less currency to purchase equipment and new officers, which makes it even more difficult to be successful in the future. Once I figured out the basic mechanics of This is the Police 2, I found it was faster and easier to simply start a brand new game than deal with the poor situation I found myself from learning how to play. This is the Police 2 has a minimal aesthetic style that is striking and unique. While it looks great as a still image or a 2D animation, the art style fares poorly when used in 3D animation. It looks a bit awkward and out of place. The comic book style presentation lends itself well to both the game's audio drama and simulation sections. The art style supports the audio drama nicely without being overpowering or hogging the user's attention. While it has a visual element, I would consider This is the Police 2 to be more in the vein of an audio drama than a traditional narrative-based video game. Since cutscenes only use simple comic-style visuals, the game relies heavily on the skill of the voice actors and sound effects to tell the story. The sound effects are used well, letting players fill in the blanks between panels. The voice acting is decent. While Lily and Jack's voice actors do a good job with their lines, it feels as if the two did not get a chance to record their lines together, as the tone and the pacing of their lines do not always flow together nicely. The quality of voice acting for minor characters varies a bit more, with some characters like the Courier doing an excellent job and others like Charlie Fletcher sounding similar to nails scratching on a chalkboard. Music plays a smaller role in this voice acting heavy title, but the soundtrack has a nice jazzy flair. I only wish there was more of it, as the same few songs tend to get repetitive after a while. This is the Police 2 is a solid audio drama with some decent adventure management and simulation gameplay added in. The voice acting is good, though a little rough around the edges at times. The game's two biggest weaknesses are a nasty feedback loop that is hard to break and poor guidance on how to play the game. These issues could be manageable on their own, but the lack of quality instruction simply sets the players on a bad path that is hard to recover from. This is the Police 2 is worth a try for audio drama lovers who are looking for some intriguing gameplay and solid visuals to complement the drama. I'm awarding This is the Police 2 7 capsules out of 10. If you want to read this review, be sure to check out the link in the description or the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off. Hey YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to Capsule Computers for more awesome videos. If you're looking for more videos to watch, check out our review of Monster Hunter World here on the right, and if you're looking for another management game to play, check out our review of Frostpunk here on the left.